why these kind people took you around the square to this particular spot. Well now, right here stands the old firehouse, a beautiful red brick building. But on April 15th, the Great Fire of 1870 just about decimated the entire village of Medina. This fire of disastrous proportions swept through the entire business part of the town in just under 5 short hours. Folks figured there was a loss of over $200,000.
Now, the fire originated in an old frame building on Court Street, running south from the square. Now, nestled in among that row of buildings was a barber shop where the fire started. Suspicion points to the 2 Fitzhugh boys who were known to be occupying the shop in the absence of Frank the barber. It is believed that they set that fire maliciously because they was full of drink and they were on bad terms with their mama and their brother who were living in the rooms above the shop. Well, based on that suspicion, they were thrown into jail and released the very next day because there was no evidence against them.
Now, if you remember, the fire spread south from the square and then jumped across the street to the south side of the square known as the Phoenix Block, which is where we're standing right now. So all the buildings on Court Street south of the square and the south side of the square itself were on fire at once. Oh, folks, there was hardly any wind, and the heat was so intense. The air was filled with ash and cinders that fell in showers, endangering buildings as far away as 5 miles from the square.
By this time, the entire population of the village showed up with buckets in hand. Lines were formed, men, women, and children, taking their places in the ranks, passing buckets of water, which were then thrown on the roofs, the doors, and the windows.
The town had no fire engine, so their only reliance was on the efforts of the people.
People brought tin pails, wooden pails, coal scuttles, coffee pots, any vessel that would hold water.
They fought that fire from building to building, never giving up.
Never relaxing their efforts until they were driven away by the intense heat and flames of the fire.
About 3 in the morning, Mr. Hurton mounted a horse and started out from the village of Seville, since they were known to have a hand fire engine. As soon as he got there, bells were sounded for fire. Before long, 60 to 70 people from the village started out from Medina.
But by this time, the fire had become well established in the west side of the square, with the flames just shooting up north, and around 5 o'clock in the wee hours of the morning it had jumped over to the north side, which is known as the Brick Block. Well, a wind of Providence blew down from the north, helping the villagers hold the fire in check so that it wouldn't spread any further into the village.
About this time, the folks from Seville arrived, rendering valuable assistance in smothering the flames that broke out of the ruin. They remained until the afternoon. They stayed as long as there was anything to do. Oh, but the number of buildings burned was about 40, including all the barns and all the stables. People were hurt, some were burned, some more badly than others. People were injured from falls and cuts. But we counted our blessings because no lives were lost.
Thank God.
Yes, Medina was the talk of all the other villages in the county for quite some time. Imagine a village of 2,000 souls with no fire engine.
We had it on good authority that one hand engine, costing but a few $100s, would have been sufficient to contain that fire to the building where it originated.
Amen.
I guess the moral of this great story is to let the other villages take the warning. And in a time of safety, prepare for danger. It's been a pleasure talking to you all. Good day.